recording to a spinning drive.
Okay.
Like, because it's recording to the 4 terabyte or whatever the heck it is. Anyway, yeah, so we're live.
Cool.
All right.
See how do you results? There we go.
Yeah, so looking on always be running, I guess there's even the Cobra here we can take a look at. Pairing standings and all that. But yeah, hello everybody. Welcome. It is Wednesday, so we're doing some more Netrunner conversation stuff and couple games. Looking at the results from our most recent Continental. Let me actually, one thing I should do. I want this event. Here we go.
Yeah, so the one this last weekend was the second in a series.
Yeah, so 2 weeks ago, week and a half ago, we had the APAC, the Asia Pacific Continental, where we had a pretty big showing from Shaper and a pretty big showing from a reasonable showing from NBN. Those are kind of our two with
Yeah, pretty dominant showing, really.
yeah.
Capturing more than 50% of the top cut is
Well, you can see
pretty
like
clear sign.
starting at like just this quarter here, and then top
Yep.
cut pulls to 50. We talked about like, oh, one of the things we had mentioned was like, well, where the heck was HB? People were pretty big on HB. Well, if I go to top cut here, well,
That's a big slice of pie.
here's HB, and well, Shaper's
Yep.
even pulling more ahead here.
Yeah.
This is something I've been spending the last couple days kind of thinking about what exactly is the turn that's put Shaper from kind of the joke
That's a great
to where it
question.
is. And
Yeah, because for the longest time now, I mean, what, at least a year,
yeah,
it's been Shaper is dead is the meme, and
yeah,
now suddenly
I-
they're taking out almost all other challengers.
right. And I think there's two bits that kind of there's two bits kind of in sequence with maybe let's go three. There's three bits here that I've been thinking of that I think of as points of why we have this shift. Number one is that we're like is the easy one. If I go ahead and pull up our deck list, oh boy, endurance sure is a hell of a card.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
that
almost every Shaper, at least in Top Cut, I think all but one we're playing that card.
like the most comparable point. So if we take a look at endurance and we take a look at extant cards that aren't endurance, Security Nexus is kind of our closest comparator in my mind. It's an 8
Yeah.
cost council. It allows you to bypass a piece of ice for cost. And it
Once per turn.
right. But the thing with Security Nexus is number one, this card effectively always costs you influence. Number two is a once per turn that has you money fight the Corp. And that's a lot. That's a narrow bridge to walk across, especially because losing it does tag you and end the run.
Yeah, where
Whereas
Boat goes that extra step and just says you don't need money to break ice.
yeah, who needs money? Boat charges itself, and a lot of cards in the deck, rigging up, into the depths, Stone Ship Chart Room, all are here uh, to charge it up as well. So I think Boat and its supporting cast, the new Shaper stuff is number one on my list of three. So that's
Yeah.
that's a big one.
Though I'll just note that it definitely seems like Boat's purpose is more as like a backup breaker almost. Because I think almost every deck playing Boat was also playing a full suite of breakers.
Yeah, it's never the only plan, and like hyperbaric works as this like effective break anything code gate breaker. Paperclip is still paperclip. Ha.
Yep.
And the different sentry breakers that are around,
Yep.
work that way. So that's number one. Number two, the combination of this and what the other two runner factions got in uh, in Midnight Sun. If we take a look at, we look over, the stuff we have for Shaper, it's all kind of around this package: endurance, rigging up, stone ship chart room, into the depths. And there's a couple of other cards, even the ident,
Mhm.
Padma, and a couple other bits that are like very powerful in this engine.
Yeah, they're very centrally focused.
You take a look at the other two runner factions. We have ASA and 7 cards designed for ASA.
Mhm.
Right? Like we're gonna go to sets here, and while we're actually Jinteki, that's gonna be a easier way to show this off. Because if we just go to set, Midnight Sun faction Anarch, we have you know um core damage, core damage, core damage, core damage, core damage, core damage, and then we have replacement for an extant card.
Yep.
We have Chikusa, which hasn't been. I don't think I've seen around
Yeah, I think
virus
I I
support, and the
I
twinning,
saw
which is the one
one
I have
mentioned
seen.
on stream, but that's it.
And then we have the
Yeah.
twinning, which
Yep.
has, but like, so, comparatively, unless we're in the ASA deck, a lot of this just doesn't apply to you, and so you're not getting much out of your. The new cards don't change anything from what's
Yeah,
extant.
it's tied to the identity rather than to a console.
And then in criminal, we have like almost a longer set of this, with like, if we're talking about cards that like see play in here, it's basically pinhole threading, and that's a 1 influence card that sees play in anything.
Yeah,
The the,
yeah.
the
There
the the big issue is that while Mark is a reasonably flavorful bit, you can't not you can't building a competitive deck around a roll of the dice every turn to see if you function is
well,
not
and
like.
and not even that though. Like part of the problem is that Mark as a mechanic just isn't really much of a threat to the corp.
Right, like the only
Like,
card that's majorly threatening out of Mark is
mhm.
Virtuoso, except that Virtuoso has the highest opportunity cost in the world over Penny Shaver, over Swift, even over
Over boat.
over Boat. Like, so, like, all Mark does is say you're going to run all 3 centrals, and I'm sure, okay, I can prep for that.
Mhm.
And the fact,
Whereas boat says like your ice, like I can break for free, and
so,
that's hugely threatening.
and then we have a couple other cards in here that just aren't really things that have a place at the moment. Panweave needs like a critical mass of
Yeah, honestly,
denial.
that's actually pretty surprising because when I first looked at that card, I was like, yeah, this is a spike card. Like this is what, you know, high level Netrunner players want to see. Or at least I thought so.
Yeah, but like, I guess the thing that makes Panweave as like, it gets cut very quickly is that your HQ pressure in criminal is like the most obvious thing in the world. Like, of course they're
Hmm.
defending it.
Yeah.
And this gives you a little econ boost, a little theft for doing
Yeah,
it, but
it
like,
almost becomes like win more in that sense. Like if you're
yeah.
already getting an HQ, you're probably doing a lot worse.
And then Cat's Cradle is like fine, but one of the tricks to Netrunner is, with all of the factions as deep as they are, as time has progressed, you generally spend all your influence on the most efficient breaker possible.
Yep.
Therefore, like, Cat's Cradle doesn't cut it, because you can just go into Shaper and pull in go low, or you can go pull the power counter one. If you've got if you're if you want to
Yep.
use the
But
recurring credits here on that or
I do think that that's like a pretty obvious move in a fresh meta. And I think as more like interesting combos and things develop and you start spending influence on more less breakery things, less obvious
and
efficiency gains, then you probably will see breakers like that played more.
that brings me to my third point. If I go back to our deck list, which I think is a couple back here. Let's take a look at what the Corp is doing right now, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's the other interesting
Well,
bit from this event.
this is my third point on why I think Shaper has this edge,
Okay, okay.
and we take a look at like what the Corp is doing. There's basically no such thing, and this has been true in Netrunner for ever. There's no such thing as like a Corp playing a fair game.
That's a really good way to put it. Yeah.
Like you're not gonna have the Corp that's like, oh yes, I will play some ice on all my centrals, and then like 1 or 2 ice on a remote, and maybe play a little bit of a guessing game. Well, I try to score an agenda in my unupgraded server, and oh, we're playing the mind game. No, you're either gonna have I don't care about my agendas at all forever. You can have them. I'm gonna kill you with boom. I'm gonna kill you with neurospike. I'm gonna kill you with net damage. I'm gonna kill you with something like that,
Scoring out. Yeah.
I'm going to like what building servers is for chumps. I'm just going to score everything out of hand with audacity with
Yeah.
with this or building like a couple bits and building a server is cool, but what if I put an anoetic void, and what if I put
Yeah. Skunk Works
in there, and what if
Yep.
the agenda was like also held to steal, like, and so everything like that is this running like, okay, there's a bunch of different game plans that aren't really just playing, like the general concept of what Netrunner looks like, because the Corp is always doing something nonsense. And if we take a look at our friend Lat here, oh look, we're able to play Clot at instant speed, even because of simulchip, as a way to stop fast advance style effects. We're able to play misdirection as a way to just say, you know what, I don't like the hard hitting news nonsense. We can just get rid of that. We're able to we don't see it in this list, but we'll see it in a couple others where there's the criminal one influence resource that just says prevent net damage. Like, okay, cool. Especially with how much money Lad makes, easy to include. Parisia similarly lets you take apart long boards. And the last one, like again, not shown here, but it's something you'll see in lists as 1-2, is pinhole threading as the analytic void actually doesn't exist. I don't believe in it, and it's also a one influence thing. Like, so you can have it the opposite way, where like you could maybe pull that into criminal, but criminal is generally not playing a game plan that is as like money build up long.
I mean,
game.
if you look at the Shaper list, right? We're spending 3 influence on cards to break ice. Everything else is spent on value or access or
look at this. It's Pad Tap Tapeworm, which is just infinite cash money. Claude is here.
Free econ.
Claude is here
Claude is
as our
necessary to deal with fast advance.
Stargate.
Kind of 2016-esque almost.
Yeah, and this is our this is the win condition, as it were. We're going to Stargate, and then we're going to Mad Dash Archives. Once we know that there's a point down there. So the combination of being able to deal with threats, the other bit that I think makes Shaper the best at this is that Shaper tends to have the easiest time finding Clot, finding misdirection. In this list, specifically Into the Depths is our tutor for that. But historically, that was one of its strengths as well, with self-modifying code.
Yeah.
And
L-
you know,
I was gonna say Lat as an identity too is kind of flown under the radar a bit. It seems like wasn't really that popular. I mean, he's been legal in standard for over a year now, right? More or less. But hasn't really made a huge splash until recently, it seems like. And
yeah,
his ability seems a little finicky and underwhelming at first, but someone on stream explained it very well, where he's basically like Kate, where you have to do a little bit of planning and preparation to get the value out of it, but instead of gaining a credit every turn, you get a card draw, which is even better than a credit most of the time.
yeah. It could be even anything. Could even be more credits.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So in here we see Shaper very heavily shown off. We also see Adam.
Yeah, two Adams in top eight. He, Adams had decent showings before, but I don't know if he's ever won an event flat out. Um,
No, I'm not.
Definitely great play by the winning player.
Yeah, she had some quite strong games in the
Mm-hmm.
top cut. But yeah, so we see a very different field here. Shaper obviously was pretty big in our previous in APAC, but boy howdy, seeing a heavy amount of sports metal, seeing if we take a look at our setups here, we've got precision design, which is Animatic Void, Skunkworks, being able to
Yeah, really nothing like all that new in this list.
as
But just very tight and very, very refined.
yeah,
It seems like.
as we mentioned, like we had mentioned that HB wasn't one that had gained a lot outside of Fairchild being back off the list.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I think the only new card in here is Big Deal.
yes, it's got a 1x big deal, which allows it to out of hand score GFI or Off-World Office, or I guess Vitruvius with a counter if you want to go that
Mm-hmm.
way. But yeah, we have a lot of the suite we kind of see with Fairchild. No
Yep.
Gatekeeper, I guess that one, at least
Yeah.
this list here.
Yep.
But in sports metal here is all about, look at this audacity. We got biotic labors, we got red level clearances. Um, we've got all these agendas just all over the place. We want to score them as quick as possible. Vitruvius
Mm-hmm.
with 2 points. Mega Krieg worth usually 2 points. Bifurcation does have Spin Doctor as a thing for it to flip down uh,
Yeah.
for value.
Yep.
And like flipping down a Gatekeeper is not a bad thing either in a lot
Yep.
of situations. So, looking at Acme here, Acme we can see is also playing. Is playing a very different game here. We got Void, but we have the Aurelis Salvatore, which was the one I was looking at a while back as a way to just kind of keep your scoring going, where you're able to just
Yep.
continuously.
Just chain it out.
But we also see in here, we see the hard hitting news. We see a lot of the we're still working under data ward, IP block, F2P,
There's really nothing new in
Hydra.
this list, is there? Not that I can see.
No, we just have Acme, which is the runner always has a tag when they're hitting the most outer piece of ice,
Mm.
which is really just there.
Yeah, mostly it's for Data Ward.
Yeah,
Data Ward becomes really good when you can have that guaranteed tag.
and Data Ward works as a pretty strong anti.
It's just a huge
Yeah.
barrier. 8 strength and 4 subs.
Why
Like
go
there's nothing else like it.
why go into HB? One of the things HB does have, if we're talking about like one of its pieces of power, is getting Fairchild back. If we go ahead and come back here, having Fairchild back and having access to like Ansel, Fairchild itself is actually quite strong against boat. Anything that requires double boat to get through, or having some sort of you know hefty downside, is a great way of working around that. And with this, when you can force them out with like Anoetic Void is a really strong answer to Boat as well, in the sense that they spend all their counters, just come on in and oh look, you bop them like that. Then all of a sudden they don't have the way to.
Yeah.
Um,
I also feel like HB, and if you look at the I guess all stats, they were a third of the meta coming in. So people definitely, I feel like, brought HB,
yeah,
maybe in some way to like make up for the lack of HB in the last event,
or just the belief that it had the better matchup against.
or just the belief that it was just a stronger deck. Which
Yeah, right now I still believe a lot of folks have the common thought is again Corp has the advantage at the moment. And but like here's the thing, like you say HB in big numbers, we take a look at faction idents. HB is the biggest slice at 33%, but that's not like a huge.
yeah, I mean NBN's right behind it,
Was
and the other two are
Shape of the Winner? No,
trailing.
the first place was Adam in here. And the question, asking the question, was the championship won on the coin flip, is a very loaded question, because I think most games of Netrunner are won on a coin flip when you think about it.
Yeah, more accurate would be it was decided on the call of a bluff.
Yeah, that that is correct. Uh,
So
the game was
kind of more
specifically
like poker than flipping coins.
the Corp install advance in their remote, which ended up being, that was just a Drago if I remember
Yep, it was
the
the
setup
Drago.
right, which was not called, and instead not calling
Runner,
that bluff,
yep, runner
allowed
ran
them.
an R&D instead, and I
Yeah,
don't think they won it there.
yeah,
But passed it back to the Corp, and Corp didn't immediately score out. So yeah,
yeah. But we can't, like, obviously looking at this, it's not wow, HB is really busted. So is Shaper. We're still saying things out. Shaper. Okay, we might be able to say Shaper is pretty strong at the point we're looking at right now. Seeing as
it's possible though. I think there's also an argument to be made for kind of just the bandwagon effect. Um, if this event was before the last one, would we have seen as much Shaper? Maybe not.
yeah, but like the bandwagon effect is not everything as well, in the sense that
Oh, for sure. I mean,
like
it's certainly a very strong deck.
because but my other thought is, yes, it's 50% of the field, but it's 75% of the top cut. Like it clearly outperformed the
True,
rest of
but
these.
it may be that the higher quality players decided to bring that deck. Um, Maybe they weren't able, didn't have time to refine the list they're working on, or I
Yeah,
don't know, or maybe it really is just the absolute best faction
yeah.
right now.
Like I get the feeling it definitely is the one that's most improved, and therefore has the most like shine to it.
Yeah,
Though, funnily enough, like again, the Atom lists, we have 4 Atom lists.
and
Uh,
half of those made top 8.
Half of
Like,
them
yeah,
make top cut. One of them wins, and if we take a look at the list, the Atom list in specific uh, is quite literally up to System Update 2021.
hmm
This list does nothing with new cards.
yep,
So, and yeah, one thing that is always hard to take. We take a look at, if I go back over to here, that's something we can also account for. The question being, maybe good Anarch decks were attached to bad Corp decks. We can take a look at Cobra, and Cobra has our standings, which allow us to see, that, here Adam has 5 round wins. Lal has 5 round wins. Lal has 5 round wins versus 3, 5 round wins versus 3. So like looking down here, we do see, at 13th, there is a Steve McCambridge at, big points. There's a Freedom at 18, but the Corp here is at 6. So like, yeah, this is going to be a really strong runner deck, but attached to a Corp that didn't get the job done as well as it needed to. Uh,
yeah. I've heard people saying that we are in a runner favored meta.
Okay, I'd heard Corp before this, but I don't know what, like, I just on the back of a couple specific cards that was pre this, like, this. I haven't played enough to be able to make that call. But
Yeah, and honestly, I wonder if there's even enough data to make a real
but yeah,
claim.
you can see that there are some some players down here that PE that performed quite well, but as didn't things like that. So we can adjust for that. Once you get to top though, like these players are going to be just drawing into top, so you can tell by how well they do in top at that point.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, so Asa again. Asa here gets to play the dumbest combo in
Yeah,
the
gained combo.
just the dumbest combo for those not aware of this one. Ganked here has when the runner accesses this card, you may trash it to force the runner to encounter a rezzed piece of ice protecting the server. So they run the server, they hit ganked, and then you choose to go back to
You trash ganked to force the runner to encounter Ansel.
And if they can't break Ansel at that point, you can use the second effect to install a card from archives, and use that to reinstall ganked. With the 2021 update, the rules changed so that when a card enters the server in the middle of a run, it becomes a new accessible object that must be accessed, so the ganked is accessed. And then the ganked is trashed to force a run on Ansel. Ansel forces you to encounter ganked Ansel. And would you look at that? What's sub 1 on there? Trash an installed runner card. That's strange. So once you do that loop in full, you get to trash every single card on the opponent's board, and then you, instead of reviving the ganked, you go ahead and put Rashida in there. And the last sub says they can't trash or steal cards. So you can just go ahead and set that up, and their entire board is gone.
Yep.
So that's a very dangerous combo. It was shown off on stream, and funnily, the game ended in the runner's favor the next turn. So,
yep. And that runner went on to win the whole event.
Yeah, because what if you just don't need cards? It's fine.
Yeah, I mean that's what you taught me back in 2014. Yeah.
So we've got a lot of. So we've got a sports medal is pretty big. Just again, get your hand out as quick as possible. Play minimal defenses where you need, but you have audacity. You've got biotic labor. You've got all these bits there.
Yeah, nothing really flashy in this list. Just a lot of really good scorecards. Just trying to score out as quickly as possible. Sports medal is very cool in that the ability triggers both on steal and score, so you can use it to, I guess, continue your tempo and keep the scoring up, or you can use it to recover from a bad situation if the runner does deal a few. Only played against Shaper. Wow.
With one exception.
Wow.
Just again, that's a lot in the event here. So anyway, what I'm gonna go ahead and do is I might go grab. Let's grab. One of the other things I wanted to do while we were here is we have this. We have our event here, and we have wow. We've got a pretty huge Shaper and pretty huge House Bioroid. Obviously, House Bioroid showing back up from not showing up in our event here, but Shaper being pretty sizable. I wanted to take a look at previous formats as kind of a comparator to see if we've been in formats that are that okay, everyone is just on this deck. And the answer is yes, we've been in those formats before. Max, for instance, had 10 conversions in 2021. 10 out of 16 conversions, which is wild. We had a little bit more spread here with Gagarin, PD, CTM, and a couple other lists. But okay, there's Adam. But yeah, this is what people are talking about. Where like Shaper is dead, right? This is 2021.
Yeah.
Like nobody there. If we go into all, you can even see that. Like if we're just looking at faction, Adam almost overtakes Shaper.
Yeah.
Shaper's
Yeah. Shaper
so
was so dead.
so, and then but going back, we have this is 2020 Worlds. Um, this one doesn't seem as correct because the top cut doesn't seem to be
Yeah, that's not how
cutting
many
right.
players there are in a
I
cut.
don't think there were 51 Leelas in
But you can probably
top
look at the
cut.
all data at least.
Because there's top cut. Okay, here's top cut. We've got uh
See, I
one,
see
two,
what,
three, four.
6 criminals
We
and
we've got
3, 4,
one,
5,
two,
6, 7 criminals.
yeah, and then we've got the rest of these are anarchs. So like
Yep.
it's anarch and criminal with no shaper. Again, this is what like was talked about like shaper just literally not existing. In this, there's no shaper in top 16 here. Whereas here we've got HB, NBN,
Yeah, 1, 2,
Jinteki,
3, 4 right there.
Wayland, great, cool.
Yep.
And then we've got Asa, Wayland, Agni, Band Vitruvius. Uh, but yeah, so a pretty wide field there. We go further back, we get to Magnum, or no, we go 2019.
Yep.
2019, a more
Yeah, still pretty anarch heavy.
yeah. This was an interesting field where not only did Jinteki have 5, 6, 7, half the field, but it had half the field on 6 idents.
Yeah, wow.
PE, Polana, Agni, Genomics, Biotech, and RP.
Wow.
But this is Haley's still around here, which Haley was our pretty strong.
I think someone might have put in bad data because I don't think genomics was legal for that event
Perhaps, but
because that was Lunar and Lunar rotated before FFG dropped it, I
yeah, because
think.
it's right here is where it's listed as number
Maybe I'm
6.
wrong though. I guess I don't know.
I thought it was one after Lunar, but I don't remember for sure. But then we go to Magnum Opus. Magnum Opus had a huge 400 players. Holy smokes.
Wow.
Oh, here we are. 2 Ken Express Tenma players. Hi.
There's you. Yep.
There's me right there at the 2.
Oh, what did I play in Magnum Opus? I think I played Shaper. Smoke? That
Sorry,
feels right.
why are there 8 people listed on the shadow? That doesn't sound right.
This is probably like data from all events dumped into one
Yeah, but
for some reason.
if we go to Top Cut, though, we see Val has half the field. Looks like this has 17.
Yeah.
CTM and Val, were the big CTM at that period was huge. We go further back, we get to 2017 Worlds. This is
Haley.
look at this. This is CI World.
Oh, this was the CI meta. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
30% of the field. And like basically the only HB.
It's literally the 30% faction, 32%. So it there's barely. If I go to this slice, there's 2 people on Architects tomorrow. There's 1 person on Next Design. Damn. Yo, somebody showed up with custom biotics to an event.
Dang.
That's impressive. So yeah, again, we've got this. But then if I go to 2016, I think that's where we see.
Yeah.
2016 was a bad format, huh?
Yeah. Wow. All NBNs.
So
Holy
this is the
cow.
one I wanted to show off to be like, no, like we've had worse form. We've had again. Look at this. We had this huge pie slice. Yeah, that's nice. It's just Anarch with like.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this was around the time that I took a break from the game.
And this is ETF.
Wow.
Here's controlling the message, and how many 68 players on ETF, nobody converts.
Wow.
If we go to factions, you have 9%, 9%, and like so. This was a meta that was just wildly dumb. It was basically Wizard against CTM.
Yeah.
And that's all we kind of had there, because this is an era where we have exchange of information, GFI,
Mm-hmm.
AstroScript still lives.
As a one of.
San City Grid and such are still around. Commercial Bankers Unit, Jackson freaking Howard still lives.
Yeah.
So we,
Sensi's Actors Union is probably the biggest red flag on that list, though.
yep, draw 3.
And then bottom of deck 1.
Yep. So
Crazy.
yeah. So we have, and I don't have data past any further back at the moment. I can tell you, if you go back to there would have been an NEH era that was something
Yep.
like 75% NEH, and that was all that existed because NEH was that overpowered. That was the era where you were playing NEH and your opponent was playing Clot, and that was basically all that was happening. Was you were having this back and forth. Actually, no.
Yeah.
Sorry. There was an era where NEH existed before Clot. There was a 6-month, because NEH is lunar and Clot is Sansan. So NEH comes out, and we have there's a couple different ideas on what you can do with it, but really it's just I can fast advance spam, and I'm drawing infinite cards, and there's no counterplay that exists.
Yeah, and I think it was around the time of Clot when they introduced the most wanted list, I recall.
Yeah, so yeah, we don't have data that goes back further, but this is the one I specifically wanted to show to be like, we've lived in dumb formats. There was Val format where the no running Val existed.
Yeah.
That would have been
Well, and it's kind of interesting too, because Corp decks, it's hard to compare them against one another because you never play Corp v Corp.
correct.
So you can only look at kind of the relative success of the decks.
So
Which could honestly change quite a lot on a given day. Depending on the specific meta and how much luck you have.
this was
That was PD.
PD. Shit, what's PD's?
That's probably HB colon.
Okay. Um, and this is from
On the mod, I believe. 4.
yeah. This is it's PD, and then I'm gonna go grab the other one in here. I was gonna grab. Damn, the freedom list doesn't exist. That was the one I was most interested in, seeing that freedom player actually had 6 wins as runner.
Yeah.
So if they if their corp had performed a little better, then all of a sudden we
You could check Netrunner DB. TF34 has been on here before.
Sure, let's go and see if I can.
It might have just not claimed it on always be running.
Freedom. Show more, please. Yes, that's fine.
Maybe not. Maybe they're waiting till after next weekend.
Yeah.
Though the lists were published, right? Oh no,
Top 8 list.
TF34. Yeah, I didn't make top cut.
Top 8 lists were published, so this one got to hide, which perhaps that is of benefit for them. So, all right, let's grab. I'll at least grab this, and then I'll just go ahead and grab this wizard deck here.
Sure, why not? Fine, if you're gonna do that, I'm gonna play your Andy list from 2013.
I was showing Ty Tuesday, another streamer. We were showing off Netrunner, and we were just playing some games to kind of explain it and how to go about it. He had picked up some lists to just go ahead and play, and I had picked up some lists to go ahead and teach with. And I think exactly one turn into the game, I'm just like, did you go grab my worlds lists? He's like, no.
That's awesome.
All right, I'm gonna grab. All right, and that's Netrunner, Captain, and this was. This on. All right, and then from there, we can do a couple, do some games, see how we go ahead and play with this. It's funny again.
Yeah.
SNC exists, and that's not even in the lat deck.
I mean, Into the Deep has kind of taken its place, it seems like.
Yeah. All right. So let's go ahead and get a couple games in. And I think. Okay. What side do you want to start on? Your call.
I would like to Corp first. No, actually, run first.
You want to run first? Okay.
Yeah.
And then let me
Oh yeah. Let me just not screen peek
let me
at you.
just stop streaming right now. You want me to Corp first? You said.
Yeah.
Okay. Do not seem to be able to create a game.
Oh, I'm in your game.
I'm not.
Okay. Maybe close the
I'm
tab
gonna.
and reopen it, or refresh the page.
Yeah, let's refresh the page. Hey. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm here. Weird.
Good old JNet.
Yeah, I saw a disconnect window pop up in the corner at some point, so maybe it just needed to reconnect here. All right. So this is going to be interesting. I've played some PD. Oh, right. You got to choose your.
Yep. Just give me a moment here.
Damn.
I click the right one, so they even put it in the right order.
So one of
Very
the things
nice.
about Adam at printing was not terribly playable. Like was what I would say. Adam was like like Adam and Sunny were the obvious like most playable of the mini factions. Adam
Yeah.
had some problems because Adam starts with 3 directives. That's Adam's setup, and we have safety first. You go down to 3 hand size, but you draw 1 card if you're not at hand size. We've got neutralize all threats. You have to trash the first card you would access with the trash cost, but you get additional HQ access. And then the third directive was, if I go over to here, always be running.net.
Mm-hmm.
Always be running, and that meant that
Yep.
you had to run on click 1 or play a run event on click 1.
First click every turn, even your first turn.
Even your first turn, your first click had to be a run event. But what was the upside on that one?
It gave you
a click through
break.
terrible,
Yeah, you could click break a sub.
A terrible click through.
Yeah.
You could click break 1 sub. And so with that setup, Adam had kind of major issues because Adam always had to like overcome this like I have to run on click 1. I can't even set up run on click 1, and like you would almost go out of your way to chop bot or Aesop's away that damn directive.
Yep.
A while later, I think 2 cycles later.
Quite a while later.
Yeah, this is actually much further down the line. We got a 4th directive, and the 4th directive is goddamn incredible. Find the truth. So Find the Truth has the drawback of whenever you draw a card, reveal that card. This card, that's a sort of drawback in the sense that your tricks are going to be known, but it's also, funnily enough, a large burden because the corp now needs to like, what's in hand? It's X, Y, Z, X, Y, Z, 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 A, B, 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 C,
Yep.
B, C, D, B,
It
C,
can
D,
overload
G, B,
players who are trying to keep track of the cards.
You're right, and then the upside of Find the Truth is the one that's incredible. The first time you make a successful running churn, you may look at the top card of R&D. This means, say you're using Neutralize All Threats to pressure HQ, you can then know, oh, it's time to run R&D. So yeah, this was a huge upgrade for Adam, and I think is the reason that we see hefty amount of play. I'm gonna hit keep on this extremely good looking hand here.
All right.
I gotta figure out what I'm doing.
There we go. I'll keep as well.
All right. We want to go start turn draw. Well, obvious.
Yep.
Yeah, it's Frozen Eye. It's the one of the biggest drawback cards you can ever get in Slay the Spire. We're gonna go. HQ remote.
Huh. Sure gamble.
That sounds like a strong card.
Oop, hold on, that's the wrong one.
The wrong
Misclick.
server.
Was
We all know that was not the one you wanted.
too fast. Do click. There we go. We're gonna take this card back. Play this card, and we're gonna hit this button.
Interesting. You are gonna.
We're gonna check it.
You're gonna risk the Jackson.
If it's a spin doctor, you can waste your spin doctor to take my $3. That's fine.
I would, but no further action. You can go ahead and take a look. You also get
look
your
at R&D.
run. You get your R&D check.
Okay.
And you get to see Tranquility Home Grid.
Yeah, we're gonna smash that.
Alright, have fun with that. Another. Okay, you're money. Okay, and cards. Alright, you've got all the things you need.
Mm-hmm. Well, sorta. I've got some of the things I need.
Alright. If I remember, is Tranquility the one that is in the server, meaning that it has to be the stuff in it, not the ice protecting it? Because that's not in the server. Did that get changed?
I'm a little confused. So there's a ruling on the card that says that you cannot gain the money the turn that you install it. So basically, it references the zone that it itself is in.
Yeah.
But there's also an Oracle text that's slightly different that almost seems like it would imply that that's changed, but I don't know what the ruling is.
Okay. The card is very awkward in the sense that, like, so one of the wording things that's always been a little awkward about servers is that you have in the server, and then you have the server, and then you have like the root of the server, and then you have like there's a lot of different locations. I'm gonna draw for one, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, there's basically three, right? There's protecting the server, there's in the root of the server, and then there's, I guess, just in the server.
Yeah.
Think, but maybe that distinction only lies within central servers, because I know R&D and HQ have some kind of special rules. I think, I don't know. Netrunner is just way too complicated.
Yeah, let's go. Let's set up.
Okay. Setting up.
You can have your cards.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
On the server, under the server.
Inside the server, outside the server, on top of the server.
Shoutouts to Marvel Champions, where it took a year to hash out what defending meant. One of my favorite bits was in the Star Wars LCG. There were some cards that were printed that had a limit once per round on them. There's not a round in that game.
Oops, we made a word.
I don't know what that means.
Oh boy.
Like that's just not a thing.
Oh,
I'm sorry, how many? Okay, are you done? Yeah, done. You have to be done with your gambles. Thank you.
I'm done for now.
Okay, emergence, creativity, sure. This one's cool.
Let's get creative.
So this is another. Okay, so the mini factions got printed. Very little splash other than APOC, and they kept getting cards as time went on.
Hi.
Sure, you can look at the top card, and then you can go ahead and look at the top card.
It's
banned.
It's crap.
Oh, boo hiss.
I think I just want to kill this spin doctor.
That's fine.
It was,
So,
it was either that or the Fairchild, but
all right.
been knocked there. Yep. I really like that card. Just like how it plays. Like you just get stuff for playing cards. Feels great. Still on server 2. And R&D. Okay. Regolith.
Yeah.
It's a lot of money to leave on a Regolith. But I suppose
you don't
it's
have
fine.
you don't have money to punch at it, so I'm not really that scared at the mo.
Yeah. Um. Hmm.
God, I want to. Thanks for the host. Now, whoever decided on the title for that Disney card game wrote the greatest piece of clickbait ever, because a number of folks have brought it up as like Disney's trying to beat up Magic and Pokemon. They never said that. Those were not words uttered in the article. Just not.
What's this Disney card game? I haven't heard of this.
The words uttered in the article were like, "Oh yeah, we want to, Magic is a very competitive game. We kind of want to make ours a little more cooperative." That's the only mention of Magic by the dev in that entire article. So
and so the media picked it up as Disney launches Magic Killer.
yeah, that's basically what that was. The Polygon article title was Disney out to kill Magic and Pokemon. And it's like, oh, is that what that was? I didn't read that.
Journalism.
Yeah, basically. So, let's. Man, congrats on beating Dark Souls again. All right, let's take some cash. Let's. And let's. God, I need. Okay, that's what we need. I need more cards.
All right.
Because you're very, like, a window exists here at this point.
Window always exists.
Yeah, cool. But yeah,
Hmm.
I did see the announcement of the announcement of the announcement that like Disney is having. There's a company that's making a Disney card game. I'll be interested to see what it is in 2023.
Hmm.
It's interesting that so because FFG had the Star Wars license from Disney, and I think still does. I hope that if they lost X-Wing, they probably don't exist as a company. Anyway, you've got your Daily Cast, you got your Rizeki.
Yeah, I'm kind of looking at options here. I think it's just gonna be
Damn. Okay,
do
that's
that
yeah. Mm-hmm.
and some stuff.
Again,
Oh,
there are cards that make the runners dangerous. A lot of these ones have 5 influence cards. Again, I don't know why APEC is 3, but we're gonna go. All right.
Okay, yeah. You are set up.
I am building the hell server.
Set up as it gets.
Yep.
Hmm. I think we just continue to ignore you.
Okay. You've got a lot of cash, sure. All right.
Yep.
I too have all the money. Fight me.
Fight we shall. I'm gonna draw.
Sure.
Okay.
I haven't been reading what you draw, so I know it's there, but I haven't been reading it. Well,
Draw.
Let's go take a look. So you have Earthrise, Mad Dash. I'm gonna just start looking back at your cards here. We can see.
Sure. Maybe you can tell me what the play is here.
Okay, find the truth for Liberated. Find the truth for you got Rozeki Daily Casts. Okay, your hand is currently Citadel. Oh God, you got a lot of not good cards in your hand, huh?
Yeah.
All right, that's what I'm seeing here. Okay, so you've got an Overclock. You've got a second brain. No, you discarded a brain trip. So Overclock, Mad Dash, Citadel Sank, unless you discarded Citadel Sank. No breakers, huh?
None yet.
All right. Well, I'm just gonna kind of start scoring then, if that's okay with you.
I'm just gonna keep drawing cards here.
All right. We're gonna go ahead and. Oh
I'm
right.
gonna
Oh
return the
right.
hand.
Oh right.
Yeah, you
Oh
get to
right.
do a thing now.
Oh God. Yeah.
Return of the Spin Doctor.
Return of the Doc. Return of the Mac. All right, let's go. Also, by the way, 6 hand size. What a cool.
Yeah, it's a good little counterplay to Lat.
Yeah.
Hey, those are breakers. I've been missing you guys.
No, you got breakers? I don't think you need those.
I think we might like seeing that.
Are you sure? I don't agree.
Oh, I see. Hold on.
Speaking of which, let me see what those breakers were. You drew Paperclip and Golo. Oh shit, those are breakers.
Yep, those are breakers.
All right, you weren't kidding.
So I don't actually have the mem to install in Golo yet.
You haven't scored any agendas off me. You have to kill you. You have to either kill your Stargater or find an agenda. Indeed.
What to do? What to do?
Yeah, okay.
I'll tell you what. We'll just throw it on the paperclip here.
Well, I'm so sad you don't have an emerging, because that's what you needed was emerging discarding paperclip.
Yeah. I mean, that would have been perfect.
I think you might have been a little too gung-ho on Stargate instead of just grabbing in Golo with that to keep
Probably.
pressure
I mean, I was kind of thinking that you were just going to start blasting out agendas and not defend as much, but
I'm not going to leave.
Shame on me.
Are you kidding? Stargate no breakers? Sorry, I'm going to...
Yeah, a man bot can dream.
That's true. Now I gotta remember what my ice is. Okay, cool. I've remembered.
I think we're going to probably just hop on the Stargate here and see what you got. Hoping it's a barrier. Come on, barrier. Come on, Fairchild 3 with 2 clicks left. Yikes.
Hello.
Well, let's fire some subs. Okay. I actually wouldn't mind trashing safety first here.
Oh, you want 5 hand size? Is that...
Then I'll pay 3 for the next one. Do you want to end the run or hit me for a brain?
God, it's sort of comedic that the most playable, brain core damage card does still say brain.
Yeah.
2 clicks left. You probably have to bounce from this. Let's be real. Unless I get... Oh boy, hold on. 1 in 4 to snipe in Golo?
Yeah, it's possible.
Do you lose on that?
I don't know.
This seems like a terrible idea to let you Stargate me. That gives you... No, that's a gamble I'm not taking. Get out of here.
All right. Fair enough, fair enough.
No thanks. Yeah, that's just asking for trouble.
Okay. We'll pull the last 4 off lib and then run HQ. One last click, baby. Hey, it's the other one. That's fine. This one I'm gonna just hit with a logic bomb.
Yeah, that's what logic bomb's for. All right.
Oh, what?
Sorry.
Oh, you hit fire subs.
Shit. How do I just undo click? I thought I'd forgotten you had a logic bomb in play. Okay.
Yep.
So yeah, running.
Res. Encounter.
Bypass.
And bypass. Can you reach? I get 2 accesses.
No further action. I'm just thinking. Yeah, no further actions.
I'll go top R&D. Oh man.
Get out of here.
No action, no action. Fine. I can look at the agendas, but I can't touch them. Mm-hmm.
Anyway, it could be anything.
Icing archives.
Yeah, I'm. You have a Stargate. I need to put something down there.
Yeah.
Well.
Let's get to work. Click 1. Hey. That will fire.
Fire on.
Freaking code gates, man.
They're kind of the best ice in the faction.
My kingdom for an agenda.
I'm not letting you have that 2 bomb, damn it. Go anywhere else.
God dang. I mean, probably should just overwrite, but feels like pain. Let's see. If I run on click 3, probably won't be able to get in at that point. I'm guessing that second ice is border control. And you have both upgrades there. I mean, I want to make you res stuff and spend cards and do the things because I'm going to run out of time to make you do that eventually. So I think we might just hit it very hard here.
All right.
There we go. We'll overwrite that.
Stars and Golo.
Overclock the remote. All right, and this is actually unfortunate to break with Ngolo. Cost me 3. But I have the overclock. Match and break. 1, 2, 3. Continue.
Continue movement.
Approach second ice. Rising the void. Sure. Rising the skunk works. Yep.
because I believe I get to choose the order that these go off, which is annoying.
I guess I'm not sure.
I'm pretty sure I can have Skunkworks fire first, then void you out.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure you can. Yeah. No res.
That's fine.
Okay. Go to breach.
So trigger Skunkworks.
Spend the 5. Spending 2 from overclock.
And we'll trash.
Okay.
Knock you out.
Now I can't get back in. See, did you discard cards? You must have.
I had to discard 2.
Okay. Kind of want to run archives just to see. Yeah, you know what? Let's do it. Let's see if you're playing honest. Did I call you? Did I lose you?
No, you didn't lose me. You have me thinking.
Okay. Oh, I might have called you. I don't think you can keep me out. I still have the Angola trigger. You'd need more than 2 subs on a non-code gate. On a sentry specifically. And as a sentry. So 2 to paint, 2 to boost, 2 to break. That's all my money. I think that's fine. I think it's necessary. I don't want it to fire.
That was what I was thinking.
Mansion break.
You can come on in.
Server. The top of R&D. Okay. Nothing. Aww. All that suspense. Well, now you can't score the agenda. That's cool. I mean, I can't steal it, but, you know, something. Uh-huh.
What was that?
Okay, yeah, that's pretty good.
You were saying something about being unable
That's
to
fine.
do what?
Fine, that's fine. That's fine.
I'm sorry, I heard some words.
Can I have one of those, please? You just, like, put one on the side for me? You know, it's fine. I'll just take one. Adding seamless launch back to HQ. My god. And then installing. Oh god, it hurts. It hurts.
It hurts. All right. Anyway, nice money.
Well. Spent 2 clicks for the Manigarm. And then you could still score it because you would keep the seamless and the credit. No, you would have 0 credits then.
I cannot currently threaten you to score the final game point here, because even if I
right, yeah, I'm not worried about you scoring to 7 here.
Yeah.
I mean, like, worst case that would be the 4-3 agenda, which I guess could get you to 7, but I don't believe you're playing that card. That would be pretty powerful here.
That'd be pretty good.
And you do still see my draws, so if you have any ideas about what I should do, I'm definitely open.
Yeah.
Overclock seems like a good idea.
Yeah.
I think it might just be credit overclock in, and then force you to spend the 2 cards in the 2 box. I'm basically breaking myself, but breaking you as well. Seems like a maneuver. Again, I don't think that's the winning agenda, so I could let you score it, but it would get you closer.
Yeah, I'm as like the problem is like so you can spend the overclock to force out another use of void. The problem is it doesn't advance you to like actually doing anything about the server.
Well, I mean, it kind of does. You running out of cards means you can't activate void, which means I can touch that server eventually.
Right, but you're running out of ways to get the money to be able to make that action happen.
This is true. Um, so I guess we can do
But
a little column A and a little column B.
yeah, it's however you feel on this. I think because it's hard as the corp to tell you.
Of course. We're just gonna roll with this.
Sure, encounter ice.
Wait, no, this puts me one short. I need 6 for this.
You can't even crash anything in the server. Like, what do I do? Like, you can crash void, I suppose.
I mean, I feel like this is. I mean, okay, all right, hold on.
Yeah, I don't
Hold
think
on.
this makes a lot of sense because you're not even threatening to crunch the server.
What a slash.
You know what I mean?
This is true. Like, all I'm really doing is forcing you to spend your cards, and
Correct. Which maybe that's good. I only have 3 of them in hand.
Okay, so if I don't do that, then I think I draw. Gain a credit. Gain a credit.
All right.
We'll ditch career fair? Ah, that's another reason not to break myself trying to get in.
Correct. I would like to have all the money again, please.
Yeah, you got. Hey, I got $1 too, so that's fine. That's fine.
9 for 1.
9 for 1. Fair enough.
It's nice. The fun thing about resing Regolith and using it is that it's the same amount as Melange, giving you the 7.
Oh, it is totally. That's cool.
But,
And you still have 2 left for later.
God, remember Melange? Oh boy.
I remember like playing Melange and feeling like a baller. Like,
yeah.
fuck yeah, spending my turn for 7 credits.
Hell yeah.
I'm so there. Okay. So you could be holding agendas in hand. You're not drawing aggressively. I mean, you got money here. I think it might be worth checking HQ this turn.
You do have an HQI in play.
Yep.
And I think, if I remember right, Ngolo does pair up reasonably.
It costs 5 to break. It's not insane.
That's as reasonable as you're getting against Fairchild, let's be
Right.
honest.
Right. That's just what Fairchild is. I think we'll draw a quick one. Okay.
Okay. It's like a reasonable draw.
Yeah. Better than I was expecting. Could go credit, dirty laundry. Pop into HQ. Or what, like there's no easy dirty laundry run either. Like,
no, because Archives is also the same, like 5 or 6, right?
Yeah.
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 So, and you have to paint on that one. Yes.
Yeah, Archives is actually more expensive than the others.
Well,
oddly enough. Credit. I guess I don't hate credit, dirty laundry. Leaving with some money for next turn.
It lets you be, like, a little aggressive here in the sense that you're going to be able to, like, possibly, you have a 50-50 on, you know, any one card in my hand right now.
Yep. Yeah, I know one of them is a seamless. And I'll draw a card here, which is fine. Look at the top of R&D. Okay. No action. No action. Once again.
Okay.
I get to see the agendas, but not touch them.
Let's go.
So you probably end your turn just installing that agenda in your remote.
Yeah, I'm debating if I want to do that, if I want to pull 6 or if I want to pull 3 and then put Fairchild on the outside of the server.
I mean,
Because
I don't think you have to be too worried about server 2, honestly.
Yeah, probably not.
I don't think that Fairchild's gonna really move it all that much further.
do this in case I have to double analytic here.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
I have the free action, I might as well take it. And because it is off-world office, as you know, I don't have to worry about going broke afterwards.
Yep.
So we'll
Mm,
see how it goes. So you basically know what I'm doing.
yeah, I know all the cards on that server.
You know I think half my hand, so
Yeah, Fairchild and Seamless, I saw last turn. Hmm.
sad it wasn't a 5-3 because I could seamless that out by doing the same play here. You know, for game rather than for 6.
Yeah, that's true, with the single advance. Um, At least force you to spend to score this. Spend cards. Make you refill HQ. Hmm. Again, it kind of feels like that's the wrong idea. Um, like I really need an score to be able to finish setting up my econ.
Right.
I'm staring at a Rozeki that I can't play.
And you can't even if you find your third breaker, you can't install it at the moment without overwriting.
Yeah.
Which like isn't a huge problem with face up ice. It's annoying for drafter, but like
Mm-hmm. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 8. Mm. Draw once,
that's not
draw twice.
okay. That's a real draw.
Um, yeah, call a logic bomb.
Yep.
Yeah, we're just gonna jailbreak at R&D.
Okay. Encounter.
Break it up.
All right. This is probably good for you.
Take a look at the top card. Oh boy. Trash it. No
Fuck.
action.
Oh, that that's not great.
It's not ideal.
I forgot that this is in the deck.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have the cash for it, but you know. Let's go like
And you got the last one?
And then we'll grab back Seamless.
Yeah. I think we're just gonna play the remote game here and see what happens.
All right. You have an encounter with Magnet.
Yep. Break it for 3. 1, 2, 3. Or chase. Movement. I will not pay 2. I will break it for 2. 2. Reach server.
Skunkworks.
And the 2 clicks. And that's me. Of course.
It wasn't it. I just, you know, gotta do what you gotta do. Let's go. Shuffle in Spin Doctor and a face down.
Yep. Okay.
All right.
All right. Draw 1.
Yep.
Eat a buck. Install paperclip. Add dash R&D. Let's do it. What do you got? Try and stop me.
Sure, I'll res drafter.
Not painting it. That's getting boomeranged. Break both. Continue. Approach. Counter. All right, I will pump and break 1. Be the final sub. Let the unbroken fire. Oh, I should have just used the logic bomb.
Yeah.
Whatever. Trash a logic bomb. Trash a logic bomb. There's nothing to see here. Continue movement.
There might have been a more efficient way to do that. No one.
Nope.
Can
There's no
possibly,
possible way to get to that any better.
No one can ever
Continue.
know. Anyway, first you get to see the top card of R&D.
Yep. I'm gonna look at it. Okay.
Then
I'll access it. No action.
Then you take a damage.
I take a meat damage. Back to you.
Oh no, your brain chip. Anyway, Seamless.
Yep.
Seamless.
Yep.
Seamless.
Hey, is that like a 7 counter Vitruvius? No, it's just a DFI. Yeah, very nice.
Goodness, getting that. Yeah, so this is the power of like the setup void skunkworks.
I mean,
nonsense.
look at that ice, right? Fairchild 3 R&D, Fairchild 3 HQ, border control magnet remote. That's literally like the optimal setup.
Yeah, I like the drafter on archives too, because if you try to like keyhole Stargate and then run it, I can just like pick back up.
You can just be like, nope. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good, and it's a cheap ice that you don't have to res. But if I can't break it, you get value out of it.
That was
so.
what I like I resed it to drain you $6 because I was mathing like, wait, you can break it, but it's everything you have to do so. Where it delayed my score, but like it was well worth it to,
Yeah,
I
I mean,
guess
it just
it forced me to.
made me spend $6, which
Right.
it hurt, but it was fine.
Well, you don't have like right now you don't have like triple Rizeki set up or some nonsense.
Nope. Yeah.
Because you couldn't get that dang mem chip. That's the sad part of brain chip is when it's
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, it was a 2-cost console that did nothing. It had no text.
They had to limit one console.
That was the only text. Limit one of these.
That's the
Just
only.
one.
Your max hand size is increased by 0.
Yep.
Brain
Plus
chip's
0 memory.
Brain chip's a neat one because if you have brain chip plus late game trashing your directive, the safety first, you can get up to a 7-card hand and just be immune to boom.
Yeah.
Especially because
not even late game. You just have to score 1 agenda to do that.
Well,
to have a 7-card hand.
Yeah, but you have to like trashing the.
Yeah, trashing the safety first is a challenge, but
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, in like late game, if you have 5 or 6 points, that's a 10 or 11 hand size. That's huge.
Right, that gets to a lot. God, I'm not gonna lie. When I scored my first agenda, I was like, "Wait, this ident has more text than +1 hand size."
Yeah.
I forgot that this thing is busted.
Well, because we already had an ident that was just 40-15 +1 hand size, and that was a good. That was a pretty good ident. It wasn't great, but it was good.
It was.
Now we have one that has amazing text on it as well.
It was a viable alternative to the 2 trace credits when you weren't using those.
Making news, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Other side.
Back when those were the only options.
Yeah. God, remember how long ETF was just the best?
Yeah, till about 2016, 17,
until it rotated.
Right? Yeah, somewhere around there.
Until it literally rotated, huh?
Yep.
All right.
I honestly, sports does a pretty good impression of ETF. I think.
True.
Especially when it's rolling.
Other side then.
Sure.
All right, I'm gonna be running as boats.
And speaking of sports.
Sports.
Everybody likes sports.
This one looks great. I'm in. This is a good looking hand.
This is actually a mulligan.
This is a good looking hand.
That's more like it.
Keep.
All right.
All right.
Let's go.
Sports.
HQ. R&D. Gain a credit.
Sure. I'll take a card. Then last click, Creative Commission.
All right, that's good. Getting set up.
Here's the idea. Captain's great. I love the captain.
Let's see here. The remote.
Sure.
Advance. Any action?
No.
Any action? No.
No.
Score.
I have to do it in between clicks 2 and 3 if I remember my clock timing.
Okay. I mean, I would have let you.
I know.
Take the action whenever you wanted, but we'll discard 1. I guess that one. Dodge the Beth trigger. Was intentional. Dirty laundry? That's fine.
Grid, okay.
Take a look at my field, for it is barren. Let's go new remote. Go new remote. And make a new remote.
Okay. Let's one second, I gotta see what my SMC
Oh, I'm sure.
package is.
Yeah, I've got my deck list up on my other screen just because I've never played this deck before.
Same. I just realized, I'm like, wait, do I have a Parisia in here, like something like that? That's something I should at least know. Okay.
Boat coming through.
Boat.
Running R&D.
Boat.
No res here. Further.
All right.
Short room. All right. Turn.
You can do your thing now that whatever one of those is real.
Okay. Where is a spin doctor?
Sure.
Yeah, I think this is fine. New remote. Advance. Any action?
Nope.
Advance again.
Yep.
For the other one. I will de-res a card. Let's de-res the spin doctor here. We'll gain 2. Back to 4. Back to you. That felt pretty nice. So now you know where the spin doctor is. Overclock. Clock R&D. Interesting. Hmm. Yeah. I'll res it. There's an easy way to get rid of this card.
Then I'm gonna also
Install a thing. With your almost a stem hack. Less than half of a stem hack.
we're just turning a stim hack into a Rizeki. Let's be real here.
Alright, that's fine. That's fine. Continue. No further.
Okay.
Come on, Jens, you need to steal some agendas so I can get some money. There we go. Yep. Continue movement. I'll res a spin doctor. No further.
You're gonna let me have R&D again, huh?
You can access the same card again, that's fine.
All right. $1, Bob.
Yeah, it's a little tight over here, but we're gonna make it work.
You're just trying to make Beth as bad as possible here.
Gain 2. And turn, I'll discard 2. 1 and 2.
The worst diesel you've ever seen.
I'll fire a spin doctor here. Shuffle in 2 face downs, no further.
And I will draw. It's you.
Okay. Ooh. It's a nice card to see. Yeah, credit. I'll give you $1.
All right.
And we'll discard 1.
I appreciate the buck. I will.
Charging up. Counter. Continue. No further.
All the money in the world!
Oh, yeah, get paid! Give me the money. Gobble, 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 gobble. Yum, 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 yum. Alright, well. I can afford to res this. You can afford to break it, but hey, that's something.
Mm-hmm.
No further? Hey, there he is again. Oh no, you got him. Womp womp. Service 6. No further?
I knew it.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I put that there knowing that you would know that. Glee.
Yeah.
That's why I put that agenda
because
there.
of this being stolen is actually good for you, I know.
Yep. I'll gain 2.
I'll gain credits.
Alright. Res. Bass Cherry Boga. Pop them.
Install advanced
remote.
advance.
Any responses here? You want to do anything? Do you play Clot?
No.
Okay, then I'm just gonna roll through this.
I don't have ways of stopping.
I'll draw 2 from the hub. Yep. Yes. And then I will. So we got 7-card hand size. We'll draw 2 more. And turn, discard 1. You. Yeah, superconducting is also the lat tech. I think it's pretty cool. My hand is bigger than your hand. My hand is bigger than other Corp's hands. You gonna break it with a
For free.
hyperbaric?
Yeah.
Yeah. You. No further. Aw.
I can afford to go broke. That's all my money's good for anyway.
And no Clot, no Parisha.
Nope. Neither of those in this list.
You can put a bunch of counters on your hyperbaric, so you can break my gatekeeper super well.
I don't need counters on there. Your gatekeeper has no strength. You have no power.
Yeah. Alright. We'll red level to draw 2.
Sure. Is sports all about little one pointers? Have them being all variant? So yes, so sports metal, the way it works is that it's whenever a gender scored or stolen, gain 2 or draw 2. That's on score or steal. And one of the tricks that sports metal has is that it has hyperloop extensions when it's scored or stolen, gain 3, and this one here, Mega Pre Qualifier. If there's another copy of Mega Pre Qualifier in either player's score area when you score it, it becomes worth 2 points. So the deck has 3 Vitruvius, 3 Mega Pre, which are 2 pointers, and then it has a copy of the 3/2 that gives you 3 clicks. So there's a lot of 2 pointers, and it's basically just fast advance. It's playing bass,
Tiriboga. At least that's how I call him.
Yeah, I always get to trip over bass, but yeah. So we're gonna go. Run HQ because it's free. Oof.
Oh, you got one.
And there's GFI in here, huh?
This is your first click. 3 clicks left. I'll put you on 4 points. I take the money here. Okay. No further. It's a moon pool. Oh, getting smashed.
Has to.
Down to 0. It's a fast advance tool. That's for sure.
It's effectively another copy of Forte here. Chiraboga. $8. It's you.
Yep, just thinking. Okay.
I didn't realize there was a GFI in the deck. I suppose it is fast advanceable. I also suppose you want at some point you just want to hide your points. So there's less points in the deck. Does literally every corp run Spin Doctor or at least one other card to pull back cards from archives? 100% yes.
Yeah, pretty much.
This is you're going to find like some very, very specific decks that might not be, but they're like, you have to have the strongest reason in the world not to do it. Because one of the, Spin Doctor, Preemptive Action, Archive Memories, Spin Doctor mostly, is here as a way to offset the problem that is Corp, oh boy, Agenda Flood. Spin Doctor is the best way to do it, but there are actually playable neutral ways to do it.
Yeah, basically every faction has some kind of effect. Like for example, Gatekeeper is one for HB. That's actually quite good.
So yeah,
though it's not really a replacement for Spin Doctor, but it does kind of the same thing.
I wouldn't call it as Jackson Howard was an influence tax that sucked. Spin Doctor gets played in almost everything, but that's like, weirdly enough, it's not fully because of the shuffle. It's also because of that draw 2 on the res and having some synergy in that way. Every faction has their own anti-agenda flooded cards that are.
It's funny though that you would look at Spin Doctor and say he's got that decent draw 2 on res, but then you look at Stone Ship Chart Room and you go, it's the worst diesel ever made.
Yes.
Right. Like honestly, if Spin Doctor didn't shuffle cards, I don't think it would ever see play.
It would only see play in very, very strange, like D-res, res, D-res
Yeah,
nonsense.
probably some kind of combo-y thing, yeah.
I think we have to make sure
And,
this
oh, you're gonna
isn't.
check this, huh?
I have to make
You're
sure.
gonna check this, are you?
I have to make sure it's
Are
not a
you?
fast advance tool.
Are you? It's better. It pays me. Yay! There's my money. Thank you.
I have to check it because if it's a fast advance tool, like
Could
can't
be a
have
problem. I
it.
mean, yeah, I'm on 5 points now.
You're close to game point, so
You're also on 5 points. It's getting close here. Burning HQ. Counter ice.
but you're not wrong in saying it's an influence tax because it is still Jackson Howard.
Yeah, I'll purge.
All right. I
Got
don't.
your non-existent clot.
$6 means I don't think you have me unless it's Moonpool specifically.
It's close. Well, but
Oh
also
no,
keep in mind
Audacity.
with Moonpool, I would also need 2 agendas in my archives.
Oh yeah, it has to have the ones to shuffle in.
Yeah, you only get the counters if you shuffle, which I guess I'm not sure if I'm playing this correctly then, if that being the case. But we're gonna see if we can just win here by playing this card. We're gonna draw 4. Okay.
Sure.
And
Free, huh? That's actually really good.
let's see.
He's heating up.
New
He's on
remote.
fire.
Install 1, 2, 3, 4.
God damn.
Yep. And on top of that,
I have 2 clicks.
yep. Draw 1. Gain credit.
All right, so that means the line here is to win hard or lose hard. Like how this game's on the edge of knife. Indeed, we're both at 5. Any specific action could be enough. I actually have I basically am going to have to rely on a specific method for maximum access potential this turn.
Okay.
Which
Specific method.
Which means I'm running 4 times.
All right.
uh,
So pop SMC for Stargate, probably.
That's not on the list.
Okay. Pop SMC for question mark?
That's not on the list. Um, let me just go ahead and tell you the program suite here. Because I think we're at final turns.
Yeah.
Bugalter, Paperclip, obvious I can grab breakers.
Yep.
Multi-threader.
Yep.
Rizeki, SMC, Pelongi.
Pelongi.
The virus that hands off subtypes.
It changes subtypes, yeah.
And then the last one is 1x misdirection. Those are the only.
Okay.
This is a ton of 2s. Anyway, what that means is that click 1 is run R&D.
Okay.
We're going to
charge the boat. Yeah, counter.
Encounter. Because this gives me 8 boats. What happened?
You broke, and I hit continue movement.
I'm on my side. I'm still trying to break the. I'm undoing click.
Okay.
Because on my side, I haven't moved. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, because I was still trying to break the. Okay, so R&D, charge the card, encounter, fire, break end, continue movement.
There we go.
Breach.
No further.
No action.
Okay.
Anything before click 2?
No. Yep. Yep. Okay. Let me do some quick math here.
Yep.
So those 5 you'll be able to spend to trash cards, right?
The run is still going until the accesses are over.
Until you finish accessing. Okay.
That is correct.
Let's see. No res.
Okay.
No further. Oh wait, actually, hold on. I did screw up.
All right, hold on.
Crap.
I gotta
Crap.
undo. Click.
Crap. I did mean to res a card.
So I started this turn.
So you should be good if you just move that to your grip, I think.
Yeah, okay. So server
So, okay,
11.
do it again. Yep.
Movement.
No res. This time res. Giordano. Then no further.
Okay.
Make you spend some to get in.
Yep. Breach server. Pay 8. This is what I expected to be there.
Yep. Shinoshita. Using Giordano. Trashing. And you got exactly enough for the tranquility. But do you trap?
I will not in case we have another copy of Giordano. I'll need the money.
Okay.
That means the next run is on HQ.
Okay. Counter ice. Boat. Oh, with hyperbaric rather.
Hyperbaric does it for free, so.
Yep. No further. There's another grid.
You have a lot of grids, huh?
Yeah, I mean I've gotten this far in the game without actually resing one, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna draw it eventually.
And
Alright. Start turn. Oh wow, on top of deck was also a tranquility grid, so okay.
Yeah,
that's the trifecta.
I accessed 3 tranquility grid that turn.
Not the same copy. 3 different copies of the same card.
I accessed 3 goddamn copies of tranquility grid.
That's pretty that's pretty good. All right.
So what's the line?
What is the line? That is a question.
That just could not have been stupider. Each more tranquil than the last, indeed.
Each more than the last. New remote. We'll draw one. And then install in server 11. Oh,
there's a much better way to make that action.
Can I just gain 2 off this?
Yeah, that's fine.
Cool. That was the intent. That was not the execution.
All right. Start turn. First action of the turn is a run on R&D.
Counter. And you just have like endless boat counters. You only spent 4 last turn. You had 8 there.
I didn't spend 4 last turn.
Oh no, you didn't. Never mind. You don't have to spend them on the other ice.
That's the reason I have endless boat counters.
My mistake. No further. Right.
Yeah, I'm breaching.
Right. No further.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah. Trying to get just a little bit more going. I had the Mega Pre in hand. I just needed some way to score it.
Yeah, so right now at this point, I'm never taking action. Effectively, that's not run. So it would have been R&D, then server 12, then server 11, then HQ, and then I
actually probably could have won last turn. If I played better. So I think the line was red level to draw 2 and install a non
Agenda.
agenda card, which would also get me $2. And then I would res Moonpool and then install advanced Moonpool.
God damn
Get it.
it. Don't be fooled. I am the third most tranquil grid.
Although actually no, because I don't have any in the heap to Moonpool,
Yeah,
so never mind.
you need all the Moonpool targets for.
Yeah, I'm not really sure how this deck is supposed to be played. I don't know. Maybe you're supposed to gambit more in archives, I guess, and just ditch agendas for it, but it felt too risky to me. And I didn't even see Moonpool until like pretty late in the game, anyways.
Yeah.
My first hand I drew was like 5 pieces of ice, and I was like, yeah, that's not what sports metal is supposed to look like. I just mulliganed it and was like, yeah, it's better.
Yeah, the setup here is kind of funny in that my SMC, I realized once I had boat that, and I'm playing against you as in sports metal,
Mhm.
like the SMCs were just going to be better as Rizeki, and the boat was just going to be my runner forever because you're like you're not going to put up enough ice to be able to stop boat, because if I run R&D with this setup, I gain 2 counters and spend 2 counters, right?
Yeah.
One for the successful one and one for Padma's ability. So like it makes that run free every turn. And having the other SMC and a like multi-threader means that I could just like go get a real breaker if you double iced it. But like double icing from you is gonna be pretty rare. Arc Lockdown. Oh damn! I love seeing Arc Lockdown in a deck. That's a smart card.
Yep. It's just a one of, but
So
if you ever ditch your paperclip or something, I could have just
yeah,
nabbed it.
Arc Lockdown is one of my favorite silver bullet style cards. This used to be a lot more deadly when Max was heavier in the format.
Yeah, for sure.
You'd be able to just like snipe one breaker, and then they're
Though
stuck.
I also think Max was generally playing 3x of their breakers.
Yeah, you'd have to
Most of the time.
you'd have to like play weirdly, in that you'd have to like not res a barrier the paperclip, that sort of.
Yeah, which you could certainly do. You could definitely
Drafter,
try to
Moonpool,
trick them.
red level hub. Okay, so you were holding a couple points, but not like actually game in your hand.
Yeah, I mean, it was 2 points for you. So if you made lucky runs on HQ, you could have just gotten it for like the last 4 turns. I've been holding those for a while. But
Yeah.
yeah, just trying to find the last thing to let me fast advance. I used
So
all the basses early on.
in this hand, if you go red level, gain a click, install Moonpool,
Mm-hmm.
and then go install Superconducting Hub, advance, Moonpool, trash Mega Pre-Qualifier from hand, shuffle it
Oh,
back
because Moonpool has
in.
a trash on it. That's what I
Yes,
was
that's
forgetting.
what you're forgetting.
Yeah,
So that would have won
yeah.
you the game if you had.
Yep, there it is.
But
I knew there was a line
yeah,
there.
so that's the line with this, is that you have.
Got it.
So
Yeah.
you have to red level to install the Moonpool for free.
Right, because I forgot I had the trash, because if you want to use Moonpool with the Regenesis combo,
Can't do
you
that.
can't trash any from your
Correct.
hand. Yeah.
So yeah. And then you just score the Mega Pre-Qualifier out of hand. And that'd be
Yep.
the game.
Yep.
Mega Pre-Qualifier.
Yeah, and honestly, this probably could have been a much more aggressive Corp if played with the right hands.
I feel like this list could use like, especially playing SMC and such and boat. I feel like you could use a couple more like of those silver bullets I was talking about.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, if you have both of those tutored cards, I mean, yeah, totally.
Because like it's also playing, as you saw in my grave. I've got I do
So
have Into the Depths.
what was the influence then? You said Paperclip and Bugalter, that's 7.
Paperclip, Bugalter,
Multi-threader is 1 each.
Multi-threader is 1 for the 1 each. That's 9. I believe there was 2 pinhole threading up to 11.
Okay.
And then if I go always be, actually I can just look at the deck, show deck.
Yeah.
Oh, the twinning.
Oh, yeah, it's another 3.
Because there's multi-threader.
Multi-threader, yeah.
So that's its multi-access plan.
Yeah.
And then the last...
Multi-threader feels a little too like all in on the hyperbaric plan. Like it's not a terrible idea, but there's probably just better ways to use the hyperbaric.
Yeah, I like
because
it.
I think many shapers were playing that breaker.
Oh, and deep dive. That's not influence, but I'm just saying the win condition was.
Got it. Yeah.
I was trying to figure out like what the actual end goal was.
Yeah.
DJ Fenris, by the way, is the last.
Heck yeah, that's a cool one in Shaper,
Yeah. So
especially if you're playing deep dive.
DJ Fenris is a pseudo rebirth, but a lot more balanced. Host a Gmod ident that does not match your faction, which gives it a pretty low pool. But the pool that it does have, if I go into cards, and I go into type, identity, we go side runner, and we go format standard. We've got we got Ketzel, we've got Reyna, we've got Renee, we've got Los, probably the most important one here, Steve McCambridge, which is the one you're probably pulling in.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have Sable. Steve McCambridge gives you recursion pieces.
In a faction that almost never gets it.
Yeah. So. Yeah. Anyway, that's games for. Oh, I like the Altart Adam here. That's nice. That's games for this week. I think we've gone a couple hours now. So.
Yeah. GG's. So are you going to submit a deck list for Euro Africa Continentals?
I don't think so.
What's the timing of the event? That's what I'm curious about.
Well, let's go ahead and pull it up. We can see that with on always be running because that has future events as well upcoming. So upcoming events we have Swiss rounds will begin at 10 a.m. +1 UTC, which that would be 4 p.m. or 5 p.m.
I'm gonna check Google.
It's 4 or 5 depending on.
That's 4 a.m. Thursday.
Oh
wait, no, hold on.
Yeah, you're right. I'm going the other way.
Yeah, it's 4 a.m. It's not Thursday, but it is 4 a.m.
So it's 4 a.m. Saturday morning.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen.
I
could set an alarm, but I'm being honest with myself, probably not.
So, but yeah,
but I'll be definitely looking forward to watching the stream.
Yep. I also next Wednesday have we have a different stream planned for a different event, so we'll have to do ours either on a different day or wait a week.
Okay, cool.
I had a stream event planned this weekend that broke down in people being able to be there, so we had to move it to Wednesday next week.
Got it. So do you have an opening then in your schedule next week?
We could do Tuesday. That's the normal Magic day, but Magic is gonna have has Friday.
We could do Tuesday and at the very least talk about the tournament that just happened.
I think it would probably be that, and then we can talk about the tournament and talk about the upcoming Intercontinentals. And
yeah, for sure.
We will know what the Intercontinental
roster will be
at that point. I don't know if they're locked in on the same decks, but
I don't think so. That would be pretty cruel.
Yeah, specifically because the later two have the first access to the first and can tech a little better.
Yep.
I feel
like I'm honestly I'm really curious to see what this third event ends up like and how much players try to adapt to what we've seen at the first two.
The question in my mind is mostly, can we find runners that aren't Shaper right now?
That's the question.
Like
Shaper, I mean, Adam is looking like maybe number 2, which
Adam, but like
be pretty surprising,
right? At this point, like we have a pretty sizable gap, and so is it? Are there still are there virus decks with freedom that'll work? Are there more aggressive? I would just say like Reyna decks, but I know Reyna, like we aren't in the meta where Reyna seems
honestly.
Good.
Alice maybe has potential. She showed up a couple of times on stream. And I think there's like a certain British player group that maybe has some stuff going on with her, so maybe we'll see some more representation from that faction.
So So yeah, that'll be next week. So we'll be doing Tuesday, making Sunny LeBoat. Ooh,
Sunny LeBoat.
Sunny LeBoat. Just upgrade your security nexus to boat. It's easy. It's way better. You've got 25 influence.
Maybe it's time for Apex to hop on the boat.
Apex boat. Whoa. Yo. Anyway, so that'll be it.
Anyway,
That'll be it for today. So catch us next week on Tuesday. That'll be a 1 week shift, just so that we can the record keeper stream fits in on Wednesday. And we'll go ahead and talk about taking a look at the European and African championships.
yeah.
So thank you all for joining. Thank you, Dakota. Always great.
Heck yeah, thank you for having me.
Yep. Thank you, everybody, for joining. If you want to catch more, you can always follow us. You can go live. Thank you, everybody who did. Thank you, Gnome, for hosting on over. Upcoming streams. Tomorrow should be more Hollow Knight with Luke and I. We're at the point where the game's wide open, so we have a lot of exploring for, upgrades to do. And then on Friday, new Magic set. We're going to be doing Dominaria United drafting. Probably fit in a pair of drafts Friday night because, we'll have time for that. So, and then Sunday we'll be continuing Mad Battle Network, so 2. So, anyway, thank you all for joining. Have a good night, everybody.